Well, it's a beautiful day out here at my local range, and I'm going to find out through accuracy testing just how accurate the PAK-9 is and compare it to one of my most accurate handguns, the CZ75. I love this gun. It is phenomenally accurate. Can it shoot more accurately than the PAK-9? Is there any advantage to having a big bulky pistol like this? We're going to find out today on Max Headspace 9mm. Today's accuracy testing will be done at a distance of 25 yards with 9mm caliber handguns. 25 yards is probably just about the outer limits of anything most people would ever need to defend themselves with a pistol for. Beyond that, it's duck and cover time. So the weather is perfect. Let's get started. First up, the CZ75 off rest. Next up, the PAK-9 off rest. All right, the results of the first test are in. The CZ75, 25 yards off rest. I actually got an extra shot in. I wasn't counting very carefully there. But 6 shots with a shot spread of 4 1/4 inches. Now this guy has a sight radius that is about 7.5 inches. I believe it has a 5-inch barrel. And it's definitely a much smaller gun. The PAK-9 has a much longer sight radius, over 10 inches, about 10.5 inches, with about a 6.5 inch barrel. And the shot spread on this guy for 5 shots was 3.5 inches. So if we go back and deduct the one furthest out, because I did get an extra shot in on this one, it would be a much tighter group. If that is the actual one that I shot first or last or whatever, lost my count on, then the groupings would be very, very similar actually. So what if we try shooting offhand? Now the CZ, you hold both hands on a pistol grip, but the PAK-9 has a foregrip, so you actually are holding it in 2 different locations. Let's find out if that makes a difference in accuracy. CZ75, 9mm, offhand, 25 meters. The PAK 9, 9mm, 25 meters, offhand. Let's see how we did. Okay guys, I have to admit something. I stepped outside of the shed forward about 2 yards because I could not shoot from inside the shed standing up, unseated, offhand. So that was necessary. I guess I didn't realize that until after I looked at the footage. But that cut about 2 yards off of my distance. But still, I'm kind of surprised at the results. So the CZ, my spread, increased to 7.5 inches without rest, just offhand, standing up on my own 2 feet. However, the PAK 9 really shined offhand at 23 yards, 3.5 inch shot spread. And look at this. These two are really close together, almost touching. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That shocked me. So apparently that longer sight radius, that foregrip, really does make a difference for offhand shooting over distance. This thing is starting to make sense to me. All right, what have we learned so far? Well, this big bulky pistol actually does begin to shine at offhand accuracy over distance. It increases your range because it's heavier and because you can hold it in 2 different places. Apparently that makes it a lot more steady. Now, I notice it's got this great big rail on the top. I wonder what we could do with that. Some of you guys probably think this looks stupid. Yeah, but it also looks incredibly awesome. It's kind of crazy, the idea of putting an optic that's 3 times as expensive on a gun. But it makes a lot of sense. If this thing helps me shoot better, I think I'm onto something here. Subguns are designed for a very specific kind of purpose. They're not designed to be the smallest, they're just designed to be smaller than rifles. So let's see if this thing actually helps my accuracy. Okay, for one last test, I set up this target for offhand and this target for shooting from a rest, both with the Acog. Let's see what happens. The Acog is zeroed in. Let's see what this thing will do. I like it. Acog on a PAK 9 from the rest. Let's see how that looks. All right, what did we learn by all of this? Well, I learned that a 3.5 power Acog on a little gun like this at about 23 yards is really jittery. It's very hard to hold steady. So my shot spread kind of opened up a little bit, more than I would expect. I think I actually did better with the iron sights. But here's the kicker. Off the rest, that is pretty amazing. That's about a 2-inch grouping. And, you know, I guess with a 3.5 power ACOG and a steady rest, you know, 9mm out of a, I don't know what that is, 6.5-inch barrel. That's probably not that surprising. But it shows the potential of this little gun, this weird little gun. I'm going to continue to explore why anybody would want one of these instead of just a good handgun. I actually think there's a lot of uses for this. And when we get into putting lights and lasers on it, maybe a folding buttstock or a pistol arm brace, I think this is going to get more and more useful. Plus, it's easy to bump fire. So, I hope you had fun. I know I did. This is Max Headspace 9mm, and have a good one. All right. Me.